There are people who were simply born to be different. They do not follow the usual flow. They do not fit the molds imposed. And yet they shine with an intensity that no one can ignore. These people are the chosen ones. And if you are reading this, chances are you are one of them. It doesn't matter how many times they tried to push you to the corner. Your presence has always been noticed. Your energy has always made an impact. And the most interesting part, the universe does not leave you alone. In moments when everything seems against you, something unexpected happens. Someone rises up with strength, fury, and conviction to defend you. Not out of self-interest, not out of obligation, but because this person feels that you carry something important enough to not be erased by injustices or misunderstandings. While many fall silent in the face of injustice, there is someone who acts as a shield, as an active voice, and as living protection. And that is powerful. There is a force behind your journey that moves people, creates situations, and pushes you forward even when everything seems stagnant. It's as if the universe whispers, "This person has a mission, and I will protect them." This defense that arises is not just any defense. It is passionate, determined, irrational in the eyes of those who do not understand, but perfectly orchestrated in the eyes of those who see with spiritual sensitivity. And this reveals something fundamental. You are more important than you imagine. The attacks against you are not random. They are a reaction to your light. People who carry truth, presence, and essence disturb those who live on a facade. And often the system around tries to silence that light. But fate is cunning. It positions allies, protectors, unexpected warriors who, at the right moment, step in and turn the game. This is the energy that guides our reflection. You are not alone. And the way the universe protects you, even if you don't notice, is a clear reminder that there is something greater guiding you. The sky not only observes, it acts. Nothing happened by chance. While you faced the routine and held your own center, discrete connections were being woven. An old encounter, a kept conversation, a gesture that seemed small. Each piece composed the arrival of someone who, at the exact moment, raised their voice for you. This defender was not born in a speech. They grew in daily practice. They matured by dealing with losses, frustrations, and dilemmas that no one applauded. In every fall, they consolidated awareness. In every injustice witnessed, they honed a sense of justice. Without spotlights, they trained character, patience, and courage. Those who defend for real do not seek medals. They answer an internal call that tightens the chest. They feel discomfort when something is crooked. They feel warmth on their face in the face of oppression. This discomfort becomes a decision. The decision becomes a word. The word becomes protection, firm and clean. Perhaps it was a teacher who cut insinuations. Perhaps a manager who asked for facts. Perhaps that discreet neighbor who saw more than they told. It could have been a stranger in the hallway. Ordinary people, real story, rare stance. One conscious step changed the whole room. While opponents rehearsed versions, the defender organized clarity. While rumors were being gathered, he gathered data. While attacks were being rehearsed, he rehearsed posture. Calm heart, direct gaze, respect for the truth. When the hour arrived, he did not hesitate. He raised his hand, asked for the floor, unknotted the knot. There is a spiritual thread in this weave. Many call it destiny. Others, care from above. It is the feeling of being in the right place, at the right time, with the necessary phrase. It is not cold calculation. It is alignment between conscience, opportunity, and collective need. You also contributed to this preparation without realizing it. You chose integrity when no one saw. You avoided reacting on impulse. You kept simple evidence. You cared for your own tone. This consistency summons silent allies. People who recognize coherence feel authorized to act. Your stance summoned courage in onlookers. The defender may not realize the impact. They go home thinking they only did the minimum. You know it was more. A wall rose where there was vulnerability. A bridge connected your version to attentive ears. The scene changed in temperature and direction. In many stories, this person trained for years. A book opened understanding. A loss taught empathy. A personal mistake required repair. Each chapter forged moral muscle. When your need was found, the sum of experiences transformed into a safe and decisive gesture. It's worth noting the signs of this process. A voice without tremor, short arguments, questions that seek dates, names, and sources, a respectful yet firm attitude, use of records, refusal of exaggeration. This pattern reveals preparedness. It is not bravado. It is responsibility with what is stated. Those who attacked counted on collective silence. They did not count on someone trained by their own conscience. The first, let's get to the facts, opened the gap. The second, who confirms, dismantled fragile certainties. The third, let's record this, change stage for table. The theater lights dimmed. You did not need to counterattack. You kept boundaries, breathed, sustained the essential. The defender did not replace you. They steered the conversation to clean ground. Where there is light, manipulation loses appeal. Where there is method, haste trips. Where there is character, cowardice dehydrates. Keep 3 attitudes to strengthen this field. Think privately, without idolizing. Document what matters, without paranoia. Continue honoring your values, without noise. Integrity calls for reinforcement. Reinforcement sustains integrity. This cycle protects your path when upcoming curves appear. There is also a lesson about timing. Speaking too soon becomes noise. Speaking too late becomes omission. The prepared defender senses when listening is ripe. It enters at the useful moment. The word fits. The environment accepts. The turn happens without the need for theatrical confrontation. Notice how small choices open the way. The scheduled meeting, the occupied chair, the answered email, the witness present. Life works with details. I like to imagine invisible lines, hands crossing threads, a plot taking shape. On the stage, it seems chaotic. Behind the scenes, there is design. If doubt comes, repeat to yourself, life prepares supports before the attacks. Say it slowly. Breathe, walk. Those with a mission do not walk unarmed. They receive at the exact time the courage borrowed from someone who also chose truth. This is the beauty of care. Keep this close, like a promise on difficult days. Lies grow in the dark. They need a distracted audience, vague versions, and repetition. They feed on the exhaustion of those who do not want conflict. In such an environment, they prosper. The moment the window opens and the air enters, the plot falls apart. The defender's entrance makes that window spin. You notice the room loaded with tension, biased glances, truncated sentences, half-truths circulating. Your intuition signaled danger. The body became alert. The desire was to respond immediately, but you chose to center your breathing. You saved your energy for the useful moment. That self-control would change the entire script. Then someone asked for the floor. The voice came out firm, without irony. The tone was respectful, but unwavering. 2 simple questions made the curtain sway. What facts support this? And who confirms now? The silence that followed weighed. The audience feels when the truth steps onto the stage. Lies depend on gray areas. They love nebulous terms, unsubstantiated accusations, slogans that sound nice. The truth prefers questions with time, place, name, and action. 4 keys that open doors to lucidity. When they appear, the noise loses power. The flawed narrative shows its seams. The defender did not use bravado. They used method. They presented records, pointed out inconsistencies, invited everyone to verify. No one was humiliated. The conversation was guided to clean ground. With every fact, less foam. With every confirmation, more sobriety. The scene changed in density. The collective breath reorganized. Those who manipulated counted on haste and noise. They did not count on a "let's record." They did not count on "can we hear the other side?" These simple phrases invite light. Light defeats riddles. Those who had a rehearsed script began to stumble over their own statements. The stage lost its magic. There is a physical effect in this turnaround. Jaws relax, sighs appear. People start to look at each other as people again. The body recognizes safety before the mind. When the truth breaths, the room breathes together. The atmosphere stops oppressing and starts supporting. Some will try to reclaim the narrative. They will make jokes, accuse exaggeration, change the subject. The best antidote is calm. Repeating cordially, "Let's return to the facts," is enough. This refrain does not to humiliate. It just organizes. Those who seek confusion grow tired. Those who want clarity find a path. Keep 3 simple tools for these hours. Ask when, where, who, how. Request that it be recorded in the minutes. Offer your records without theatrics. Give space for the other side to speak. Those who walk with the truth do not fear order. Order hygienizes the debate and preserves dignity. There is beauty in the way the truth presents itself. It does not invade the room. It takes its place with presence. It makes clear that it does not compete for attention. It only occupies what is its. This serene mode dismantles fabricated victimhood and interrupts the cycle of provocations. Learn from the scene and take care of the heart. When you get home, write 3 lines about what you saw. Thank those who spoke with firmness. Return the topic to its real size. Allow yourself rest. Reaffirm, in prayer or reflection, the commitment to your truth. It's also worth preparing the ground for future occasions. Organize evidence in simple folders. Cultivate allies through trust built day by day. Practice short, polite phrases. Avoid falling into provocations. Those who seek to drag you into the mud need your impulse. Deny that impulse. This experience changes your way of being in spaces. You begin to invest more in serenity than in defense. Less reactivity, more presence. Less explanation, more consistency. The energy you previously spent on justifications becomes focus on deliverables and step by step. If someone asks what happened, you can say simply, "The truth found its voice." This phrase holds strength. It doesn't put anyone in the ring. It doesn't place you on a pedestal. It only states the essential. Those who need to understand, understand. Those who resist, carry their own weight. On future days, they may not even remember the speech. They remember the feeling of relief. They remember the air entering. They remember the respect returning. The emotional memory keeps atmospheres. When another lie arises, these memories summon the same window. The room learns to open by itself. Keep 3 simple guides with you. Check facts. Breathe before reacting. Speak when listening is open. This triad supports the spine, clarifies the path, and lets the truth work well. Have you ever entered a place and, without understanding why, felt that the air was heavy? Sometimes it's not what is said. It's what is in the air. Negative presences, hidden intentions, silent judgments. And even without words, you feel you are not welcome. This atmosphere happens when attacks are subtle, yet real. And the chosen ones know this feeling well. It is in moments of confrontation that we discover who truly walks beside us. When everything is fine, many smile, many support, many say they are with you. But when the atmosphere weighs heavy, when your reputation is at risk, or when the truth requires courage to be defended, the real ones stand out, and the false ones fall silent. The entry of a brave defender not only protected you, it served as a mirror. It reflected the truth about everyone around you. Those who remained silent revealed their cowardice. Those who stepped back showed that their loyalty was conditional, and those who pretended to be with you began to show discomfort. Because the truth is uncomfortable for those who hide behind masks, this moment is more valuable than it seems, because it clears your path. It shows you clearly who deserves to stay close and who must be left behind. The defender acted with courage, but also with purpose. He was like a filter, separating the wheat from the chaff, the real allies from the opportunists. And the most curious? Many of these neutral people expected everything to pass so they could return smiling, as if nothing had happened. But the defender's stance made it impossible for them to keep pretending. Their silence spoke louder than any word. And now the truth about each person is exposed. Hence, this moment is not just about who spoke. It's about who kept quiet. It's about who withdrew. It's about who was only by your side when convenient. And even though it hurts, this revelation is liberating. Because now you can walk light with people who truly resonate with your victory. There is a silent beauty in being elevated without needing to explain yourself, without needing to argue, without needing to prove anything. Sometimes, the greatest victory happens when you remain at peace, and life itself takes care of doing justice. And that's what happens with the chosen ones. They do not need to shout to be heard. They simply continue, and the universe shouts for them. The defender who stood up for you did something many dream of, but few have the courage to do. He faced the system in the name of the truth. While you were following your path, without wishing for war, without provoking conflict, someone decided that your dignity would not be negotiated. This person used their own voice as a shield and their courage as a sword. And how curious it is, you did not need to defend yourself. You did not need to attack. You did not need to descend to the level of those who criticized you. Justice came through another channel, and that proves something very important. Divine protection, when it comes into action, places the pieces in their places, without you having to exhaust yourself. Your value spoke louder, and the world was forced to recognize that. This silent elevation is one of the greatest signs that you are on the right path. Because instead of trying to convince others with words, your posture already said it all. And for this reason, the intervention came as a confirmation. The defender was the voice that amplified your truth. It was the channel that brought light to what many did not want to see. The lesson here is clear. You do not need to despair to protect yourself. The universe takes care of you. And when you remain steadfast in your essence, life itself sends allies to open the path. You were promoted in spirit before you were recognized in public. And now, this is manifesting in reality. Most people see a public defense as temporary support. In your case, it was a signal. A clear warning that your journey had entered another lane. It wasn't indulgent, nor theatrical. It was a course correction, done in front of everyone for you to understand. There is a purpose guiding your steps. Your dignified silence worked as a beacon. You didn't beg for attention. You didn't enter the noise game. You kept posture, kept peace, respected boundaries. This attitude emitted a clear frequency. Those with sensitivity picked it up. Those with courage responded. The defense arrived as an aligned response. The person who stood up risked reputation, comfort, and bonds. They did not seek applause. They were driven by an internal sense of righteousness. The gesture is even stronger when it comes from someone who isn't close. Distance reduces suspicions and increases the weight of moral authority. When the truth finds a willing channel, it flows. It seems simple because it is true. A correct phrase at the right time turns the key. Doors that creaked open. The environment changes temperature. What was fog becomes contour. What was rumor loses breath. This isn't about affinity. It's about mission. There are moments when someone is moved by values that surpass preferences. This person understands, even without naming, that there is something greater asking for passage. They lend the voice, support the body, and offer space for light to enter. None of this was random. There is a discrete plan being drawn as you live day to day. Small choices, encounters, lessons, all adding up. When the conflict arrived, the strategy was already mature. Right people, a useful minute, precise words. The puzzle fit in front of everyone. Your adversaries counted on collective silence. They believed no one would expose themselves for you. The breakthrough came with authority, not anger. The firm, coherent speech took the air out of distorted versions. Lies need a distracted audience. They lose strength when the room awakens. Observe the effects. Those who mocked prefer to stay silent. Those who doubted decide to look more closely. Those who were there for convenience reveal themselves as uncomfortable. The room's mood shifts its axis. The narrative, once guided by insinuation, now demands proof. Respect returns to center. Peace begins to circulate again. This moment carries a prophetic touch. It's not just a pretty act. It's the visible part of a decision that already existed in the invisible. You feel inside. The weight lifts from the shoulders, breathing deepens, the mind clears. It's confirmation, not coincidence. It's a seal, not luck. New movements begin to appear, doors that wouldn't open unlock. People who avoided proximity approach with respect. Invitations arise. Responsibilities grow. Your name enters conversations for the right reasons. The territory reorganizes. What was an obstacle becomes a stepping stone. Your path gains steady, gentle traction. Guard this milestone with wisdom. Thank without idolizing. Maintain humility without shrinking. Don't waste energy on revenge. Learn the lesson, set boundaries, strengthen habits that kept you intact. Honor those who spoke in your favor, and keep delivering your best. Mature responses protect progress. After that day, nothing follows the same. You were released to the next phase. When the summons comes, barriers lose authority. Neither opposition nor lies define you. Continue walking with serenity. The voice that confirmed you will keep opening paths. Your light has work to do. You arrived here because you carry a rare spark. Your light does not bend to mockery, nor does it fade in friction. There is a protection operating around you, discreet and precise. When you maintained dignity in silence, life answered with voice, people, and doors that opened at the right time. Perhaps there are still conflicts, judgments, and twisted looks. Even so, you are being defended. Sometimes in ways you will only notice later. The justice that comes from above does not depend on your effort to explain yourself. It finds willing channels, crosses through noise, and presents itself with serenity. You were elevated without forcing yourself, honored without justifying yourself, protected without asking. This is the sign of the called. Those seen from above do not need to compete for a stage. The truth worked while you preserved the heart. The room felt the air change. Respect found a way. Your story will not be written by empty voices. It will be marked by the courage of those who recognized your light and by the quiet strength that guides you. Attacks may arise, but they do not have breath to restrain one who walks aligned. What tries to reduce you ends up revealing the firmness of your purpose. Enough doubting yourself, enough diminishing what you carry. There is a larger movement happening, and it does not fit into labels or gossip. Your protection is activated. Your truth is resonating. The pieces are adjusting around your mission. The path asks for a secure step. Keep 3 simple practices. Breathe before reacting and choose the word that pacifies. Give thanks for the visible and invisible allies who rise up for you. Affirm boundaries with calm and consistency. Small daily gestures keep the route clean. Preserve your peace and enlarge the clarity of the next steps. Visualize what is coming. Doors that once stuck unlock. Relationships reorganize. Work gains direction. Your voice finds the right ears. It is not haste, it is rhythm. It is not noise, it is precision. You move forward, and destiny moves what is necessary for you to advance without hurting yourself. I want to hear from you. Write in the comments, "I receive the defense." Share, if you can, a moment when you were protected without waiting. Your story may strengthen someone today. If you feel this word has reached you, tag someone who needs this breath, and save to revisit when the heart asks for remembrance. Proceed with confidence. The journey of the chosen is not always light, but it is certain. When heaven decides to surround you, no plot can hold you. Walk with serenity, eyes on the truth, and feet on the purpose. The shine that lives in you did not come to be contained. It came to illuminate the path.